set on up. Like everything's booting up just fine. We activate the chat windows. There we go. Looks like the chat window's all good to go. Now give me another more check my other computer. Yep. So my other computer's going fine, so let's go ahead and actually get a replay. Starting from the top. This is with the new patch, of course. A handful of small nerfs, but nothing too significant. Let's see now. 40 minutes. That seems pretty good. Oh, it's a mod map. Gotta wait till that airs out. And there's no way for me to close out of this. Quickly, at least. Best option could be actually just restart the game itself. Of course, I may just need to restart the game client. And Alt F4 is not working, so time for Task Manager. My apologies. Remind me not to select on the custom maps again, because I can't download them properly. I feel it appears to be it's only a me issue, but I'm not so sure why why there's an issue. I don't know why I just can't. See, skip all the customs, go straight to the randoms. Do short. Do short. Do short. Go too short. Go too short. I'm gonna eye at least 25 minutes. Here we go, we're gonna do this one. Yep, just this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the right side, or bottom left side as the orange Jeanne d'Arc. We got Beastie. On top right side as the magenta House of Lancaster. We've got Liquid Demu. And something I just realized, they changed some of the UI down here with this last patch. Now I have a toggle fog of war button. And switch between the players. Okay, that's nice. They actually add in some more features. Very, very nice. Now I'm a little bit paranoid. I want to check my my previous videos, like the last week, and see if it was like that or not. Either way, when it comes to map generation, we've got both deer deposits spawned up north for the House of Lancaster. We got one deer deposit spawned pretty far forward for Jeanne d'Arc, while the other one spawned, of course, off the side. Both gold deposits up here for Jeanne d'Arc, while magenta has all this gold and stone here, so this is probably a good spot. In this map, let's see, House of Lancaster, Castle Lancaster, now being Blood and Field, so you may be eyeing for some manors, of course. He has a bit of stone here. The stone is behind, so it makes it relatively safe to get the manor economy going. Jeanne d'Arc's, of course, going for School of Cavalry. Oh, yeah, this... I have not cast Jeanne d'Arc for this patch, nor the previous patch of the expansion, but now there's a Jeanne d'Arc experience bar here. I love that. And I don't remember this stuff up here as well, so they are updating the UI for the replay mode. I love this. Huh, can Jeanne d'Arc now pull out, oh wait, that's just probably just for the Jeanne riders. Not necessarily champions, but looks like this ability here, if they're going to do any further updates, this ability should be added to the structure upon completion and not upon in the abilities bar. Sorry, since I mod for a couple heroes too, I know this engine quite well. Just a slight little critique there. Where upon construction, add ability. Upon complete construction, I should say. Jeanne d'Arc just needed a little bit more experience. Scout pushing his way forward. We do now have the manor income course going on up, and Jeanne d'Arc has now been floored in the field, going for the Huntress variant. Able to throw some divine arrows into her opponents. With this is the new patch, so House of Lancaster had a couple Nurse Yeomen, where Yeomen got a slight cost increase. It was... what was it, from 45.45 to 50.45? Let's see, what is it now? It is now 50.45. They still have, actually, wait, no, that's Jeanne d'Arc. Jeanne d'Arc has Musfati move speed. Does take a scout there, thanks to Divine Arrow. Yeomen also have their synchronized shot ability. Rather than the damage output being nerfed, it reduced the projectile speed. So maybe it just drops it from even higher up, not necessarily make the arrow go slower, but we'll find out soon enough. Local doggo demands head pats. Got two Royal Knights and Jeanne d'Arc. Castle Lancaster, it's not really a full keep. Far from it, has a single arrow. It's more close to a glorified outpost. Handful of yeomen pulled in field. And let's see, the move speed is still the hybrid between Spearman and Musfati Warrior. So slightly faster. Playing quite a bit of Age of Wonder, Planetfall. Now I'm trying to think of terminology from that game. Fast opposed to very fast. Another manor now being employed in the field. Castle Lancaster does offer more arrows, does have the improved manor count. And now there's also the number... display the current Lords of Lancaster. I assume that's increased the Earl's Guards. Because you have a limited number of Earls basically you can deploy on the field, right? Though I have not really seen anybody really deploy out Earls all too often. A very limited number. So I really don't know. Are they overstated? Hence why they have a limited build number? You can get more based on building more castles or keeps. Purple has 2 more villagers, not to mention the additional manors. Each manor is providing a decent amount of income. Yeah, 45, 60 is 105 resources per minute, so effectively equivalent to, what, 3 villagers effectively at this point in time? Maybe 2.5. Always not claiming multiple deer deposits. Lancaster's just sitting back and ecoing up, so it is safe enough to push forward and collect the delicious venison. You now have the horticultural research. Maybe a little too early since going for hunted meat. Got some good damage there. Divine arrow on some of those villagers. Looks like one village does go down, but only that one. Quite a bit of arrows in all these forces. Maybe Chivalry would be a good idea relatively soon, but all the gold consumption has well been consumed. We do now have the open field system getting more manors. Now the next up file of gold will be used for the age up. I thought it was going to be age up rather than the increased manor, but in this case it's now going to be for age ups. Divine arrow fired does get a nice little shot there, taking out one of those villagers. A couple more of the yeomen going down. So many loose arrows. This Royal Knight probably should just be tasked back entirely. Can bring in restoration, but yeah, just bring back the Royal Knight eventually all the way. Going for Chivalry now. At 2 health, it won't really accomplish all too much. Good hits there. A good number of villagers go down. A very good number of villagers there. 3 more villagers. Orange needs to fall back with all these Royal Knights. They'll, of course, have +1 range armor. That Royal Knight does go down. Scout is low in health, but of course just have to sit back a little bit. The restoration, Divine Restoration could be pretty useful right now. After all, there we go. Well, that Royal Knight did already go back and a patrol move. You have a basic outpost there. Does pick up the scout there, which is somewhat important. It does take out one yeoman. I wonder, the experience gained from these killing off units is equivalent to 10% of the resources. So I'm wondering if that's providing 9 experience or 9.5. I don't know if there's fractional experience. There are fractional health and resources in this game. This game is able to handle that such thing. But I don't know if a handful in this experience resource is the same as well. Could be. Pumbaa now being obtained, going for more delicious, not venison, but going for some pork or some swine. Swine. Royal Knights getting some excellent health regen there. Does bring back these wounded Royal Knights. I think you should just keep those back a little bit longer. That Royal Knight's going to take some free shots there from the castle. Can always bring in some Demi Lancers, which aren't too particularly useful. I think the Demi Lancers got their charge attack nerfed, or maybe it was the opposite. Demi Lancers was somewhat affected by the current patch, the recent patch, but just can't remember what. More manors being pulled in the field. And now we got some spearmen being pulled up with a Castle Lancaster. Or a House of Lancaster. Chivalry providing some good health regen. Jean d'Arc is pretty close to aging up. Aging up could give Jean d'Arc a timing attack with veteran Royal Knights. The Guild Hall, I'm right now thinking more of Royal Institute at this moment. Or to get an early Royal Institute being queued on up. For the early Royal Bloodlines, been maintaining good health on these Royal Knights. Get them, spike them up to over 300 health can really go a long way, especially when you have timing capability where you get your age up before your opponent. We got the Billman now being upgraded, a very powerful Spearman upgrade. Royal Knights coming for a big charge. Some of these Royal Knights are managed to get by the Spearman, get some impalements on the Spearman. Jeanne d'Arc's getting close, somewhat close to an age up. One Royal Knight, one Scout does go down. Does pick up another Spearman there. Only 60% way of leveling up. Falling back there. There's age up, squeeze up those upgrades. Royal Bloodlines, Veteran Royal Knights. Villagers Pledge just back off the region. Those inside the outpost. Restoration appear to be utilized, or maybe Consecrate. I say start advancing, let those upgrades research. Regular Spearmen are going to be have a little bit, or Hardened Spearmen's going to have a bit of trouble versus the super upgraded Royal Knights. Of course, we could also potentially see the long guns upgrade research. It would do nothing on this map. But it's a valley, right? That means there should be a river in the middle of the map. We may see the White Tower being the landmark to age up for the Castle Lancaster, because it'll provide a free castle, provide some good defense. The other landmark does offer unique research, which is also quite good. Though the White Castle wouldn't be half bad over here. Royal Bloodline's almost complete. Now this is going to be a massive spike in power for Jeanne d'Arc. She has a pretty good window of doing some good work. House of Lancaster needs more food. Charging on forward with the extra spike of health. Jeanne d'Arc's taking quite a bit of hits there. Jeanne d'Arc does go down. Some of these knights have received a bit of armor stripping, but one level armor stripping is simply not enough. The spearmen, the archers only do 6 damage, and these Royal Knights have 6 armor, so one armor stripping is simply not enough. Jeanne d'Arcs have been redeployed in the field. Very close to a level up. Oh, there's the Demi Lancers. Demi Lancers are still not very good. Yeah, it looks like I think the lance attack has been nerfed. It does 8 damage with 12 damage lance. I have no idea what to make of these Demi Lancers. They may actually just be slightly better than Horsemen. Sipahi may be better in general. King's College not being put in field. And here's the thing as well about these Demi Lancers. They have a value of 240. They're going to bleed a lot of experience to Jeanne d'Arc. Looks like got the King's College being put in field for the extra unique technology. Is going to find a good number of villagers going on in. Jeanne d'Arc, where's she at? Capturing up the sacred sites looks like. She can now level up. And let's see, I'm assuming she's gone for champions. Yep, 3 champions could be summoned. Paula should do it right now. Yeoman only has +1 range, no plus damage, so maybe a good number of champions would be quite useful right now. Of course, we now have Castle Age Veteran Demi Lancers, which have now 9 damage for their sword attack and 14 lance charge attack. They do get +1 damage per keep, but +4. Even then, that's still not great. And Castle Lancaster does not act as a keep. Some Spring Guards been pulled to field, multiple siege workshops. I do think Jeanne d'Arc should try squeezing out more champions. With my offhand math, I think champions will even beat, or man-at-arms could beat a Demi Lancer in one-on-one combat. So champions should be more than plenty. We got the Veteran Spearman, though the Billman upgrade would be particularly useful versus a heavy infantry unit. There's some champions mixed on in, charge way forward. Spring Guards firing away. Springolds in this patch had their range nerfed by 0.5. Jarnark needs to start firing off divine arrows. Right now she deals 100 damage each with them. She will one-shot the yeoman. So she fired into a Demi Lancers. She also needs to stay around in this fight, getting all that good experience. She's getting quite leveled up. More Royal Knights being summoned. Some regular horsemen wouldn't be half bad right now, even if they are not even veteran horsemen. And it looks like these veteran yeomen are providing extra experience now. Was that supposed to happen? Got a couple villagers there. No, that's just crossbowmen. Got these villagers heading up here. We really should eye for a keep or two to help protect this gold. This is a lot of valuable resources. Just a scout. Just going crazy, swinging the axe everywhere. Now got a Magnell floating in the field. Got Canton Saddle and Barista Axles now being researched, as well as the Military Academy. While Military Academy, you actually need a decent number of structures to make it really worth anything. Bit of damage there, nothing too significant. I was trying to say the Military Academy needed quite a bit of structures to make it actually worth its own value. But with Consecrate, does go ahead and change that math a little bit, since it does provide cost reductions as well as you apply more cost reduction across more units. Looks like all that stone has been claimed. I'm thinking Jarnark should mix in a little bit more horsemen to composition. Something cheaper, a bit more cost effective for us all the yeomen. And of course, increased mobility does help it pursue these in these engagements. It's harder to set us up against horsemen than it is against Royal Knights. Got it now keep being established here, very nice. We got good enough Mangonels. 3 Saxels have been researched because they needed to keep up these cavalry. A bit of a spear brace there, trying to go on in. This doesn't feel great. Small hit there, taking out some of those units. The Billmen going straight for these Mangonels. Royal Knights ripping apart the Yeomen. Got more champions here. They do have bonus damage versus Spearmen. Synchronized shot there. Can get a bit of damage on these Royal Knights. And we've got more and more crossbowmen now being put in the field, which is another reason why to pull out a bit more horsemen. Jarnark almost had enough experience to level up again. Okay, looks like wait, seems like some yeomen are maybe the crossmen are actually applying the plus 12. Maybe I'm just having trouble mix up the two. We do have some Earl's Guard. It looks like the Lord of Lancasters are not being filled up. Of course, get free Earl's Guard for each age up. Good hit there. Up here, we got now the wolf getting some bites on these villagers. These villagers heading up to The deer deposit, that's a little bit bold. Bro Knight's moving around the back line. Does not hit any of those villagers. Just trying to get some distance there. You know, I'm gonna be blunt honest. I don't think I've ever seen anybody pull out a Lord of Lancaster. I don't even know at the top of my head of where they would even build a Lord of Lancaster. Orange has a decent force here. Regina does have a decent line of forces. We got a good number of siege weapons here, though. 4 Mangonels, 4 Spring Golds. And Jean Arc's power level up should probably go for the free bombard, though could go for the free cannon. Could go for our additional champions. We do now have the military training tactics improving bonus damage, which should be particularly useful for those crossbowmen as well as the spearmen. Let's go for Burgundian imports if needed. This is the Lord of Lancaster. That's the upgrade for the manors. I don't know why I was thinking the Earl's Guard. Or that's just a one-time upgrade. I think, am I just going crazy? Have I never seen a Lord of Lancaster plot in the field? Now the red house being plotted in the field, in the central land near the central sacred site. Legend is backing off, does decapture the sacred site, preventing the sacred site victory. And now I am. Only available from training from the Abbey of Kings. Got it. That's why I don't remember ever saying. Wait, yeah. But I thought the other landmark they get was the Council Hall. Yeah, I've only ever seen Lancaster Castle. I've never think I've seen the Abbey of Kings deployed on the field. And I could have sworn the other landmark was the Council Hall. Unless I'm going crazy. Probably am. Berkshire Palace going on up, which will give some extra defense across this region. And we've got farms being plowed out behind it. I just had to look that up. It's like, have I ever seen a Lord of Lancaster? I have. And the short answer is no, I haven't. That's why I had to Google it. So I was like, I don't remember ever seeing one before. I'm trying to think where you can actually get those. We do now have the suitage upgrade to get some gold from the manors, of course. And this with 9 manors of 40 gold income is effectively 9 villages worth of gold income. That's infinite. Jean d'Arc appears to be gone for this. Has gone for the. What's it called? The one with the cannon. It will have access to the aura of all units within an area, so she's able to buff this entire army pretty quickly. Probably pretty useful for a siege army. Royal Cannon gains good damage. Berkshire Palace will cause some issues with a fierce range. Villagers get stoned only a little bit though. Magenta's also devouring all this gold. That's about 4,000 gold left in this region. Looks like Magenta's going through the gold quicker than Magenta. Or Magenta's going through the gold faster than Orange. But Orange is also stealing this other gold deposit. So Orange will likely win the very long game at the current rate. Though his opponent does have excellent basic units in the Billmen and the Yeomen. More fire upon this keep does stay out of the range of the Berkshire Palace. We got a decent number of champions now being employed in the field. The Incendiaries now been employed in the field. You can always go for... Oh, got these horsemen charging way forward. Ten horsemen there, trying to find some of these villagers, cause some issues. As some of Magenta forces did charge forward. Royal can take some damage, but is being healed up by this villager here. Keep has taken some damage, taking more fire there. Of course, it's not a Royal Cannon variant, so it doesn't have the artillery shot ability. Horsemen do take a bit of damage there. Horsemen backing on off. Of course, a keep next to multiple sacred sites. This one's exposed, which can be decaptured by a Magenta with little... Well, it doesn't have to worry about any fortifications. Horseman being engaged by a spearman. Monk does go down. Orange also claimed every single relic.
Assez, suis fier de mon œuvre.
Some of those did get hit there. Of course, the Red Palace, the keep does have a Arbalest emplacement, so a little bit extra firepower here. When I say a little bit, I actually mean quite significant. More than doubles its DPS. We've got the Red Palace itself. If his opponent advances, just throw a whole bunch of units in there. Royal Cannon looks like will go down. Does get splashed a little bit there. Of course, experience right now doesn't do much. Horseman coming for a pretty big charge. Looks like Magenta is going to try to just whittle down his opponent with not using gold-based assets. Horsemen are getting some damage on these villagers now. Magenta's push way forward. We'll be fighting against these number of forces here. Some of these guys are taking some damage there. Mining camp go on down. Mangonels will get a pretty decent volley there. It's at campaign levels amount of damage coming out from these Mangonels now. No Court Architects right now yet for Magenta. And we've got the increased attack speed for Jeanne d'Arc. She does have her Divine Shots available, and right now does 150 damage. I think she's using it to snipe the siege weapons, so very good. Horsemen and Royal Knights charging way forward, cleaving through the crossbow line. Massive line of them just went down there. Oh, the crossbowmen now are using the hand crank rather than using bending down. I wonder if they... Oh, and it looks like Castle Lancaster does back the game. There's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's go ahead and find another replay to cast. Is this the one I'm looking for? Yes. Don't do the customs. 20 minutes too short. 19 is too short. Here we go. Another Jeanne d'Arc game. Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn top right side as the magenta Japanese. We got Liquid Demu. Spawn bottom left side is yellow Jeanne d'Arc. We got LCSO. I have no idea how to pronounce sometimes these names. And oh, look at this. Well, with the new update, we got more banners, more information. Jeanne d'Arc's up here. I saw that in the previous scan cast, but now we got the number of Bannermans as well as the max number of Bannerman. In addition, now we got the ×4 upgrades. It also got the other stuff up there. I've been glad that they actually finally take time to update the replay tools, because the previous, they have not been properly addressing that any sort. I wonder if they fixed the olive oil units for the olive oil cost for down here for the Byzantians. Either way, we got boar and deer down here. The deer here being partially killed off there. Boar way up here, along with some sheeple. And more deer here, and a this lady here as well. Let's think the villagers. There's a yellow spearman. Looks like I was not paying attention to Jeanne d'Arc. Jeanne d'Arc's being aggressive with some spearmen. Does not have enough gold to age up, but the age up has... No, that's the Jeanne d'Arc. Right, the colors on the map are a little bit backwards. Here a storehouse now being put on field. When I say backwards is right side of my map is purple, left side up here is purple. That's going to throw me off way too much. Wait a second. That's sort of mind screwing me, seeing all the structures in a different angle. Sorry, I can't do that. Kira storehouse is still being constructed. Getting some wood on the field. Maybe go for a samurai to help defeat with the spearmen. Dark Age samurai should be adequate versus Dark Age spearmen. School cavalry now going on up. We do now have the archer range now being employed in the field, going for some Yumi archers, the cheap archer variant. Starting to fire some arrows on these spearmen. Local doggo once won the sticks. Play fetch with him. He's a good boy. We do now have a... Wait. That sounds like a vizier point. That... nope, that's just Jeanne d'Arc. Oh, you can click on this and see she goes with the Huntress. Which top, bottom. I can't tell those two apart. But I'm assuming, yeah, mounted. One's champions, one's... I do not know. This now more look at as like a completely pointless because you don't switch between range or melee, so it's always going to be the top one, right? Unless they made it now, so going for the range one will all Yef can be switched to a melee version of her in the next upgrade possible. Sorry, I'm probably overthinking some stuff.
Cum grande course. Oyez, oyez.
Now the arrow slipping research, getting from the free stone for equivalent to gold.
Nanzo yaku ga?
Farmhouse now being established. Does snipe a villager there, very nice. It does do 40 damage, so all you need to do is put 2 regular arrows and then a divine arrow. And that can kill off a villager. I wonder, is there... There is a wounded villager, has 45 health. Now the level 2 wheelbarrow being researched for the Japanese player and +1 range armor. You can help counter out fighting against Jeanne d'Arc doing that trick if the Japanese player researches the range armor for the, which will properly apply to the villagers, making so it has to put 3 arrows rather than just 2. Of course, I can counter out by Jeanne d'Arc getting +1 range damage. So another way to counter it is actually just getting textiles. Seeing how Yellow's been doing that, maybe a good idea to get textiles sooner rather than later. Because then you can't really pick off a villager, you have to use double divine arrow. Real nice charging the way forward, and no longer. And looks like I got a bit of spam bot. Looks like my auto mod blocked it. Very good. Got siege engineers being researched by Jeanne d'Arc. Outpost taking some fire. Oh, and divine arrow. Yep, picks off that villager there. Very nice. The number of Yumi archers, they do have +1 damage. They're up to 5 damage. Roll Knights have 4 armor, so they'll do 1 damage to them. Oh, battering. That's what's being cancelled. And these are the 2 leftover unupgraded spearmen that Jeanne d'Arc has. Now the floating gate being employed in the field. We may see the mounted archer to fight against Jeanne d'Arc. Excuse me. The Onomushas is the crossbow variant for Jeanne d'Arc. Though I always wonder if they have the crossbow tag. Do they take bonus damage from anti-crossbow damage from the Jeanne's riders? Jeanne d'Arc does take a significant amount of damage there. Roll nice, charge way forward. Jeanne d'Arc has been redeployed on the field. And a scout does take a bit of fire there. And does throw it into archer range. Needs some more resources before getting out some Onimusha. Primarily some food. Nope, there's no like saying hotkey. I wonder if it's a... No, maybe a hotkey to adjust some of that stuff. Sorry. Just a bit curious. Either way, no, do not the battery ram push way forward. Now I got 1 mounted archer here. Union Archer being pursued. More Royal Knights advancing. Villagers pulling out the torches. We'll find some Royal Knights now engaging them. Nope. Yellow's bit of poor control there by Yellow. Chase on Onimusha when there's so many villagers nearby. You now have the Whistling Arrow upgrade. Scout is down, not big surprise. And there's Jeanne d'Arc, so she got no experience from that fight. More batteries being pulled up on the field by the Spearmen. And does manage to get next to the Onimusha, next to the Spearmen, taking a lot of extra bonus damage there. Massive charge there. Picks off the Onimusha there with Jeanne d'Arc. And now Jeanne d'Arc's also aiding the construction. I don't know if this gives her an experience gain. Doesn't appear to be. No. View. Next player. She does not get any experience gain for building siege weapons. Should she? No, probably too easy to grind experience then. There's no grinding experience in this game. This is Age of Empires, not an MMO. Nor Skyrim 1.0. Trying to make a Skyrim to Oblivion joke. Skyrim 0.1. Either way, Royal Knights back on off. Onimusha moving around. A couple of them quite wouldn't. He should have a Shinto priest. There's a Shinto priest there. Throwing a Yoshiro inside the forge. Fall, get these guys to the Shinto priest. Get a bit of health going. Yellow's being a bit of a home wrecker right now. Jeanne d'Arc has not aged up, but getting relatively close. Royal Knight taking some damage there. Magetta's taking time to grab some relics. Consecration must have been utilized somewhere by Yellow. Some mounted samurai being employed in the field, but I don't think one will even get out before it gets destroyed. Of course, that does automatically refund, so he has a bit of resource in the bank. Battery ram push way forward, does take a bit of a volley there. More Onimusha there, got some regular archers on the field. Did get a divine arrow there, focus on the regular archers. So I got still your Shinto priest with your Yoshiro still on the field. So it could be just the original one. Nope, they just dropped the Yoshiro off somewhere. More battle rams being established in the field. Chivalry getting some decent health regen. Oh, got a mounted samurai here. Onimusha charges way forward, takes out one of those Royal Knights. Now with two battle rams, this archery is starting going down. And that may be lacking other productions. There's some more being built in the back line. The champions do get cleaned on up. She may, or... Oh, that's just a Royal Knight. That looked like a man-at-arms model to me, which is not entirely wrong. Guild Hall now being established. Venison being obtained.
va-t-il demeurer?
No horsemen, royal knights, which were 4, but some arch support, nothing too significant. Veteran royal knight, veteran horseman, and +1 range damage on the way. Maybe, and now going for some arbaletiers, not really continuing archers, so whatever archers would be simply folded into the army. Shinto priest does get impaled. Magetta's only had time to claim 1 relic. After all this, there's a lot of field presence by yellow. But charging forward, trying to grab up more relics now. Archers, though, take a bit of damage there. Maybe a handful of spearmen would be half bad to deal with this mounted force. We do also now have the Daimyo Manor now being researched. Huh, they also added a notification here for conversion. That wasn't there before. Shinto priest now receiving some impalement. Villagers backing on off with the mounted samurai, the Onimusha. Horsemen generally getting some good damage there. Horsemen are the counter of the Onimusha. They are classified as range, so the horsemen will do bonus damage versus them. They do bonus damage versus all range, not just versus foot range. Ranged infantry, I should say. Jean d'Arc's Spire to level up as well. And of course, we do have 1 Bannerman available. It's probably a mounted Bannerman. It is the Yuma Bannerman. Yep, I think that's the mounted one. Yellow's moving around. So got a decent force here. And now Jean d'Arc's almost leveled up. Probably. Actually, riders could be an option. Got a good number of crossbowmen. Jean d'Arc has gone down right before she leveled up. Horsemen engaging the Onimusha. A lot of missed experience here for Jean d'Arc. More of these mounted samurai going down. Another horseman here. Oh, I think they inverted the crossbow animation. Beforehand, as I was loving the fact that they updated the crossbowmen so they have the more proper animations to be utilized. Actually utilize their animations. Now, it looks like, and then beforehand, red crossbowmen did lift down and grab while the arbalist did a wind up, hand wind up, but now I think they probably inverted it because these guys have crossbow stirrups as a possible technology. I'm glad they fixed that. I love these utilizing the animations and then taking time to properly do it. We do now have the battery push way forward. We've got some Jean's riders blowing the field. They do bonus damage crossbowmen. I wonder if these guys are classified as crossbowmen. We'll just have to wait and see. They have 80 base health. The Jean's riders would do 15, basically 20 damage. There's good shots there. I think they do bonus damage to the Onimusha. Jean's riders charge way forward. Yep, it looks like they do bonus damage versus them. Very nice. So they are classified as crossbowmen. Never actually got that solidified in all this time, because people don't really pull out Jean's riders. Oh, we also got a village there. He has a knife, so be careful. Villagers migrating back here, trying to clean up these berries. There is 19 villagers there. I'm going for double outpost. Oh, I think did lose a villager. Yep, there is a down villager there. Hold back the wrong one. Now the level 3 wheelbarrow being researched by the Japanese player.
On a besoin d'achèver.
Farmhouse slowly going on down. The number of horsemen. I think as well when it comes to Jean's riders. Horseman does have 55 damage plus 12, and then plus another 11 versus range. So they roughly do the same damage as Jean's riders. I don't know that Jean's riders' attack speed is though. I think they have higher range armor. Let's see. There's at least still one on the field at the moment. Howdy. There's a Royal Knight there. Royal Knight does go down. There's the Jean's Rider. Does have more health. Same attack speed. So apparently 25 damage, so they are slightly better versus the Onimusha, but not by a real significant margin. But they do have inherently very high range armor. This will be very useful for generally other targets. So they do have a slight advantage compared to horsemen against the Onimusha. But against regular archers, regular horsemen may be actually a little bit better. Doing good, you sir, and or ma'am. Royal Knight moving around. Does take a spring gold hit there. Looks like it took 2 spring gold hits. Looks like this one is upgraded for spring gold as well, just being fortified now. Thank you for the follow. Lily Hazel __1. We have now these Onimusha and Mounted Samurai moving around. Does get a good hit there. Good number of villagers exposed. Does take out 1, 2, 3 villagers. Not enough room for all of them. 4 villagers. Looks like the rest are heading up north to some more outposts. Good number of villagers went down there. Onimusha being pursued by the horsemans. Good number of arbiters in pursuit. And can't. I suppose the horsemen could be just used to take out the rest of these mounted samurai. Needs all the horsemen there. There's 2 mounted samurai. Plus 1 range armor. We do have a horseman here as well that can help out. Thought I heard a battering ram. Yep, got a battering ram being pulled out there. Another one being built there. And Yellow's still being a bit of a home wrecker. And looks like the Mounted Samurai is still moving around. May take out one of these villagers. And it looks like that one lady will not go down. Forge now set ablaze. I do cast some other games. Mostly, I cast also Age of Mythology, Company Heroes 1, Company Heroes 2, and of course Advanced Wars by Web and Days of Ruin. Thank you. Red Palace now being established. Let's see. Middle of the map. Good spot. Protect the gold. Protect the choke point. Protect the sacred site. Taking some good damage there on the town center. We'll take it out, no problem. Arbaletiers heading over here. We got a decent number of Yumi archers. They are supported by a banner man, as well as we've got 2 mounted banner mans on the field as well. Against all these cross arbaletiers, horsemen would generally be fine, which would be on equal footing with the other horsemen. I'm casting, and it must be a bot. Arbaletiers do get a bit of fire there. Does take out one of the mounted samurai. You have the outpost taking a bit of fire there. Horsemen and mounted samurai push way forward. Red Palace not complete. If Magenta advances, it may be not good. Villagers need to get inside the Red Palace for multiple reasons. Safety and 5 DPS. Horseman does go down. Mounted Samurai does go down. We got these horses backing off. Can't do much versus the Red Palace. Needs trebuchets for that. Course now multiple farms there. The Jean d'Arc has gone down. Course down multiple farms. And we do have a Shogun Castle here, so it does have decent anti-cavalry shot. Does 192 damage per shot, which will not one-shot the Jean's Riders, but will one-shot the Veteran Horsemen. I do not want any art. We do not have the elite Arbaletier now being researched. Arbaletier is firing away, takes the mounted bannerman. The unmounted bannerman will also go down there. Young Archer's going on down. Horsemen advance way forward. Elite Horsemen now being researched. Got 2 Katana Bannermen on the field, 1 Yumi Bannerman, 1 Uma Bannerman. Arbaletiers, let's take out the one of the Bannerman. Horsemen push away forward along the flank, Yumi Archers as well. Arbaletiers being microed. Horsemen generally being tasked on forward. There's some Jean's Riders mixed on in. There's a good damage there. Magenta does have a larger force in the field. Army Valor is in favor. Yellow, though. Jean d'Arc has not leveled up just yet, but she'll get a lot of experience from this fight. So got the Red Palace up there, so Magenta cannot advance too far forward, else he will be ripped apart from it. More Spring Auto upgrades. Got a handful of other forces pushing along the south side. More of these horsemen going on down. Jean d'Arc's at currently not even 2/3. Japanese player's not aged up. Has a lot of gold in stockpile. Needs more food. Did lose a good number of farms, but those farms have been replaced. Divine Restoration, it's a pretty good cast there. Archers is generally moving its way forward. At 9 damage, we'll have trouble piercing through the high armor of these units. Horseman right now has 7 armor. The Royal Knights do have right now it's just a 6 armor. They're just veteran at the moment. No elite Royal Knight research completed just yet, but it is just got completed. Get +1 more armor and does take only 1 damage per arrow from the Yumi archers, which could be very good. Got now the Camerson research improving melee armor of Arbaletiers by 5. Got the Laurel Bloodlines can increase health as well. In order to get a good volley there. Yeah, if able to squeeze out one additional armor, can be very good. Taking 50% less damage from these Arbiteers or archers. Now I've got some passive on field, giving these Arbiteers up to 5 armor. It makes them more incredibly effective versus these Yuumi archers. And the effect of the passives is a little bit AoE, so you can always just grab some and then do passive there, so you can keep other passive charges going. You now got Jean d'Arc has go for the roll cannon. Jean's riders push forward. And Magenta does back the game now. That's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I get started on the next replay, I do need his Russian. Please give me one moment. My apologies, I'm back. Let's try this player. Nope, not that person. Here we go, and hidden. And hidden. Got some custom, and I avoid customs since they tend to be maps I cannot download. And if I just click on one of them, it's basically going to be forcing me to restart the client. Once again, customs. Already did 2 of this player. Just be careful not to select the same one. Could do that one. I'm just trying to I'm going to try to find a very good one because my last 2 replays were involving him from the other side of finding replays, and I just don't want to get to cast the same player too much because I just did this one. So I'm going to only find exceptionally good. Yeah, let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn bottom right side as the Magenta Rus player, we have Liquid Demu. Spawn top left side as the Yellow Byzantines, we got L, Louis, MT. I wonder, with all the updates to all the replay UI, I wonder if they fixed the fact that olive oil did not count down bottom on the bottom left side. Guess we'll find out soon enough. When it comes to map generation, Yellow does have a buried deposit right here and here. So if the Grand Winery gets pulled out right there, would it affect both deposits? Possibly. It affects not the drop off, but the collection itself. So them picking the berries having the ore effect, rather than just having dropped off the Grand Winery to get the increased benefits. Let's see now. Other things to note, it is a Rus. It has deer deposit right here, deer deposit here as well. Does go for a pair of hunting cabins. Was it getting enough gold for passive areas? We do have the Grand Winery being established. Won't be trying to do something stupid like I was mentioning. Got the Golden Gate being established as well. The Kremlin really fade away with the militia now degrading over health degrading over time. Maybe at this point in time, if they are going to sort of revert back some nerfs, they could either A, reduce the HP degradation, or B, give them increased health so they are actually a bit more successful as an immediate militia. I have a feeling for the Rus player, we're going to see the professional scouts. Both of Yellow's deer deposits spawn up here. Magenta's, of course, spawned over here as well as over here. Grand Winery now pulled on the field, as well as the Golden Gate. I think he just sold something to the Golden Gate. Yep, sold something. And we do have professional scouts now being researched by the Rus player. Oh yeah, professional scouts cost even more now. So the Golden Gate is actually a great way to get professional scouts out and early. We got some Lumitani now pulled in the field. Immediately going for some deer deposits. He knows he's fighting against Rus, so he wants to get out some defense with the deer deposits. Here comes the scouts. Lumitani does spot them. I wonder. Let's see. According to this, the Magenta player has spotted the delicious venison. He's also going for survival techniques. And remember as well, as another nerf for professional scouts was the fact that scouts move even slower when holding the carcasses. My apologies for my drink open up. Getting a little bit thirsty, my allergies starting to activate. And it looks like the scouts are heading down to this deer deposit now. Looks like some of these forest puppers are being stabbed. There's only 2 left there. All the other ones have been picked on up. Looks like almost all the venison has already been claimed. Bobsat sheep there as well. Has 1 charge available. Sells off something for gold. Basically put, if you're ever going to try to do the math of the Golden Gate of how much resource you can get from it, you sell 100 resources for 150 gold. So maybe, nope, it's the same for stone, so worse conversion rate there than normal. But for food, you can take the gold, same 100 gold to get 150 resources of food. So you generate additional 50 resources every 50 seconds. So that's equivalent to about 1.5 villagers worth of income. That's effectively the effective income of the Golden Gate. Not too particularly great compared to a lot of other benefits, honestly. If there was an auto trade button up here, that could be quite nice. Numitani just caused some issues. And we do already have all the venison here actually being knocked away forward. I wonder if Magenta sees the venison symbol has gone down. These deer should be spawned in Fog of War, so you should see where the deer actually are at. Just can't see them on the minimap. High trade house not being established. That seems like a good spot. Maybe only thing better was maybe on this side, but either way, it should probably generate 200 gold at minimum. Pair of archer rangers on the build queue. Looks like trying to pick up the last bit of venison. There says there's a deer symbol here, but where is the last deer? I'm not sure. Oh, looks like he found it. Venison still being herded back to town.
Построена крепко есть.
Scout and moving around. Stuck out, taking a little bit of damage there. Now got horse archers being pulled in field. I do like seeing horse archers. And unlike crossbowmen, their damage still remains at 12. They do have 4.5 range, good regular heavy cav horse, heavy cav mobility, so they're good to accompany your knights and horsemen. They are affected by Boyar's Fortitude. Those are trying to claim that venison. There's a scout there, and a lot of those guys are getting hit. Those drop the venison. There's a couple scouts there. More walls going on up, just to claim that venison there. Well, horse archers can harass that. This regular archer that's right here should probably just not be part of the formation so it doesn't slow it down. Claim up the abandoned outpost now. Sort of surprised both abandoned outposts are still, well, abandoned. Drop the archers off at the abandoned outpost. Warrior Monk does pick up a relic. Yell's not claimed any relics just yet. And what type of mercenaries did he go for? Looks like he went for the Western mercenary contracts. And we'll get out the Longbowman, Lance Connects, and Schultzy. Scouts trying to interrupt that villager. Actually, they're a little bit stuck. They can torch their way out, though. Horse archers get a good volley there. Good damage there. Scout does go down there. Some of these Lumitania charging way forward, taking some good damage. and local doggo does go down there. I still say you should abandon those archers. Don't keep them in that formation. Longbone should be pretty effective against these horse archers. Looks like the archers have finally been abandoned, so now these horse archers can move around a bit more freely. Monk may go down, will go down here.
Скачу напред. Направляюся. Скачу, куда велено есть. Поскору, лучник конный готов.
Monk once again trying to pick up that relic. Magetta's picked up a fourth one. Yellow only has the one relic. Monk does go down there. Longbowman now advancing. Red and Horseman research now the way. It looks like Magenta right now is at 800 bounty. Needs 1,000 to get tier 3. But of course, the high trade house will eventually get him enough. Currently at 92 gold per minute. When this gets maxed out, the golden generation will increase by another 15% base income. Magenta is now claiming up some multiple sacred sites now. Though the warrior monk does get distracted by the local doggo.
Ой, на добро есть. Стоять и много будет.
Horse archers moving around. 4 are now being obtained. Wooden fortress and the hunting cabin now going on up. The other boar, where's the other boar? Did Magenta already clean up the other boars over here? Warrior monk's on a hold ground stance and may get wiped out. Nope, does fall back in time. We got more horsemen and more horse archers on the build queue for the Roost player. Going for a trash build, no gold being consumed. Which is going to pose a bit of a problem for the spearmen. Good against the longbowmen. And we've got a very good number of cataphracts on the field, so spearmen and crossbowmen are going to be in order, are needed.
Потрудихся изрядно. Война есть. Рад? Потрудихся изрядно.
A handful of villagers here needs not charge for like that. That's going to be a good number of lost villagers. 4 does go down. Magenta does have a good number of villagers here though. Does delete that outpost. Smooth Tandy may go down there.
Собираюсь, Нетьяка велено есть. Сделано будет. Сие построю скоро.
Goes back on off. Warrior Monk does go down. Do not get the teardrop shields.
Стоять и
Military
много.
Academy is researched.
Построена крепкость и идея.
Good number of villagers exposed here. Got a good number of crossbowmen put on the field. The Roost plays also going with a handful of scouts. Scout does go down there. Horsemen push way forward. This is a bit of a choke point, good for range units, which is longbowmen and horse archers. Bit of a trample there. I hear some palings that may have been put on the field. Lieutenant's gonna go on down. Got this cataphract that went down. We do have Aerosmith and Spring Guard upgrade on this wooden fortress. Bit of a trample there from the Cataphracts. Cataphracts do go down. A couple Lumitani here. Got a couple crossbow in the mix as well. Once these Lumitani goes down, Yellow's gonna have lacking vision across this side here. Got Horseman charge way forward. It will go down. Cataphract will see a bit of damage there. Longbone do have excellent range. Horse archers have less range. But they do have speed. It's good damage to Horseman Pursuit as well. Lumitani and Cataphract charge way forward. Got some crossbows now mixed on in that help them put some holes in these Cataphracts. Horseman charging way forward. Lumitani do go down there. Archers firing away. Horse archers. Those are the last olive oil units are going on down. Outpost right now upgraded with a Magna emplacement. Yell's capturing up this sacred site. Wooden fortress going on up. Also, just a basic arrow slit just to protect the sacred site. Got a decent force here. Handful of lance connects, which are countered by archers, which his opponent does not have. Crossbowman does go down. Villagers here need to back on off. Gonna lose some of these villagers. Yell's cut off 14 villagers so far this game, but Magenta does have multiple town centers. Magenta still has a good village advantage, just diminished.
Соберу снять еще. Повинуйся наказу. Если надо. Добыча добрая.
Horseman charging way forward. Lumitani does get a bit of a brace there. Crossbowmen and horse archers advance way forward. Longbone focus on the various units. Hitting the crossbow is probably a better option. Looks like these crossbowmen are using the Arbalest eye animation. Longbone are slowly being picked off there, and Cataphracts will go down with the Longbowmen. Magenta does have quite a bit of force in the field. The crossbowman could stay back, but the horsemen move around independently. We of course got the Grand Winery here. Not enough outposts to really provide good protection if he's going to try to really build around it. Gain some more outposts now. But while the Byzantine player is pretty low in food, the Rus player has plenty of gold, however. Got these lance connects in the back line. I don't know if they killed off any villagers. I see 15. Last time I saw the number was 14. That could have been killed off from anything though. Lance connect does go down there. And looks like Pumbaa's been cleaned on up. Go and just collect some wood here. Spring Golem placement there. Lance connect getting some damage. Also cutting some of the farms a little bit. And the villagers do shank that lance connect. And that one as well. I think as well, every single one of these hunting cabins who've been placed around in the shrubland just to get a little extra trees for a little extra gold generation. Very nice placement. You can also place down some wooden fortresses nearby so they have a spot to retreat back into if they get raided. But wooden fortresses are not exactly cheap. 175 wood, as opposed to an outpost, it only costs 150 and they're significantly better. But just an idea. You can sprinkle in wooden fortresses to help protect the farming. Go for either spring galls, arrow slits, castle turrets. All will be useful since it's meant for village protection. Don't have to necessarily go for spring galls. You can go for castle, cheap out and go for arrow slit and castle turret. Fortified palisade walls going on up. And believe it or not, that little bit extra gold from the shrubbery is actually very nice. After all, each one of those funding cabs now provide equivalent to one English enclosure and an individual farm. Not a whole lot, but still quite nice to have. Plus, you gotta pull those hunting cabins down somewhere for the farms. Might as well be there. He has now maxed out his trade bounty. There's a single lance connect. Got now these Nintendo taking a bit of damage. Good old horsemen, knights there, and as well as some warrior monks. Gotta make sure mix in a couple warrior monks, just get the saint's blessing going. Force archers coming around from flank, trying to hit those cataphracts. They're not Musha, but they will do. We've got now spring galls firing away. Crossing the back line, picking off some of the cataphracts. The cataphracts trampling the way forward. The Yellow's army does clean on up, down to 17. The olive oil is kind of down there, but the problem is he's just lacking a little bit of everything. You may just want to cancel this Maganon placement, save the stone. I mean, that is 200 stone you probably should cancel the save on. But it does get the Maganon upgraded, so we'll get one volley before going down. More Lumitani deployed in the field. Here we could mix in some regular archers since there's so many Lumitani. Hill's not going for a keep here. This force push way forward. Horsemen and knights advancing. Keep gets cancelled. It's probably a good idea to cancel that. Trying to go for the keep there, but the knights are already on top of them. Spring galls push way forward, trying to pursue those Lumitani. Knights are charging way forward. Looks like it's getting drawing quite a bit of fire, that outpost there. Maybe a good idea to just try to push beyond it. High armory now being set up by the Ruthless, trying to age up. You'll probably see some Schmaltzy. Sacred Sight now, all Sacred Sights have been obtained by Magenta as well. There's good amount of siege weapons. And now the resource age up has a pretty good stockpile of resources. Probably get some elite upgrades going, as well as university upgrades. Though gold's being consumed. Elite crossbow are being researched. Has 34 in the field, so even if he's not going to build any more crossbow, this is probably a good idea. Just probably don't go for incendiary arrows. Horsemen now push way forward. Got some lance connects to rip apart these villagers. Is it expoliators? Nope, no expoliators. Or however you pronounce that. We do not have the expoliators. I don't know how to pronounce anything. We got now the cataphracts and horsemen pushing forward over there as well. 4 engineer company now being researched by the Byzantine player. Very nice. I'm curious about the Golden Gate as well. How 2 charges, so it's been constantly using. Very good. It's only useful if we actually use it. Oops, my apologies, hit my microphone. Horsemen, cataphracts push way forward. Horsemen charging way forward. Horsemen and cataphracts backing on off. Got the stone being collected on up. We got some Charleston on the build queue going for biology. Don't know if we've seen Boyard's Fortitude. Yes, we do see. We have seen Boyard's Fortitude. These horses will be pursued. Got a spring gold and arrow slit here. And his gold deposit is actually a full. 4 or 5 palisade walls up here, being torched on down. Got this horseman here. Horsemen and knights push way forward. And these knights do have pole axes, getting +4 damage. Huh, it looks like they actually applied the +4 as a visual indication now. Very nice. A change I do agree with, rather than trading base damage. So seeing +6 makes you realize, hey, there's something going more on there. Horsemen now pushing the way forward. We've got a fortified palisade gate being established. Horsemen will sneak on by these forces. Magenta does not have any scouts in that formation. So the horsemen will push way forward. Getting an extra gold from the expoliators. Horsemen advancing with a couple knights mixed on in. Banning the knights will allow the formation to go far faster. More of this village is going down. Schultz gets a good volley there. Got good number of mangonels and spring golds help out Magenta as well. Horsemen will find the olive oil. And good number of these villagers are going down. Horsemen pushing over here. Good number of villagers in intercept. Could have got the bombard. Yeah, that bombard would have been very, very nice, but maybe not paying full attention. Maybe paying attention over here. Yellows right now is at 81 villages. Magenta's at 106. We got these horsemen finding some more of these villagers here. Serpentine gunpowder being researched by Magenta now. And some of these trophies are getting hit by the outposts now. Horsemen down south. We got the keep here. I also believe we should have gone for some wooden fortresses in this region. Put a wooden fortress next to each group of 8 farms. It'll be cheaper and probably have actually a bit more DPS. Go for an arrow slit and castle turret. Don't need to go for spring gold. And that may be a little bit better defense, a bit more cost effective. Wooden fortress here getting torched. It's still a good number of longbow in the field. That's right, the Byzantine players should just gone for English, but they are elite longbowmen. Horseman push forward, does find some Streltsy. Still a handful of Rus crossbow in the field, 34 of them. We do also have now the Siege Crew training research. The Lance Connects will push away forward, but getting report by everything. Bombards in this force as well. A couple of Mangonels help out as well, so he does have some infrastructure. Oh, and got a Royal Cannon just popped right there. May get taken up by the Horseman. Getting repaired by a villager, does get saved. Siege Crew or Siege Works now being researched. A couple of the olive oil farms do go down. Bombard taking some damage there from the Royal Cannon. Not that button. Yep, does have the artillery shot ability. It is actually the full Royal Cannon, not just the cannon. Horseman going down there. Mangonels fire away. Stable now being pulled in the field. Horseman being ripped apart there. The artillery shot ability can only target buildings. Oh yeah, I forgot about that change. It's been there's been quite a number of changes for Royal Cannon. I always forget which one is existing now. We have now the fine-tuned guns, increasing the bombard damage by 20% and give them a bit more bonus damage versus infantry. We've got some Rooster Knights mixed on in. And now I've got the arrow volley there. Greatly increasing the rate of fire. Nice bit of damage there. Roll camp back on off. Mangonels creeping the way forward. The keep is on fire. We're receiving a lot of fire. Mangonel does get picked off there. Horseman push way forward. Magenta try to go over his own keep, but only being built by 3 villagers. That's not exactly going to be very quick. Another arrow volley there. The Byzantine keep does go down. Horseman Knights charging way forward. We got the Royal Cannon getting hit. And looks like Yellow goes back to the game now. This Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Probably have enough in me for one more replay tonight. My voice is starting to fail. My allergy's been kicking me in the butt lately. Let's see, let's try you. I don't think that's the right person. And nope, got customs, avoid custom games. See, avoid the customs. Some of these I have already casted before, so gotta be careful not to click on the wrong one. Yeah, let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn bottom left side is the red Japanese, got L, Louis, MT. Spawn top right side is the blue Delhi Sultanate, we got L Sensei. Of course, Delhi Sultanate does have improved berries, while red has possible advanced berries. So blue has this berry deposit being clicked on up. There's another large berry deposit back here, and does have another smaller one here, with some medicine here as well. So a decent amount of food and relatively safe locations for blue. Natural gold is here. Got a small gold deposit back there, while a couple more small gold deposits, and then the large gold deposit over here. So I'm expecting his expansion direction will be this way. We also got a decent amount of stone here as well, which will particularly be useful for Delhi Sultanate, since they can turn all their keeps into town centers as well. So I think blue should expand out towards this direction. Red has a nice trio of gold deposits here. Can't really get them all in the frame unless I go like this. And I just now realized something as well. With the replay system with some updates, we got now total garrison scholars here, as we got the advanced active research items here as well. Dome of the Faith now being queued on up. I hear red corralling all of the deer with Space Experiment. That's not very common to see in Age 2. That's something you see in Age 3. So he's gone for a decent number of deer just to corral them. Spearmen pushing their way over to here. Looks like it's going to try to corral this deer deposit as well. This is quite ambitious. Dome of Faith being built, gain some bargain bin discount, bargain bin scholars. I'm going to fast forward again, since we don't need to really pay attention to deer. They are now just being corralled quite nicely. And I got the Kota townships going for some shinobi. Here's how this will go. He's going to try to use the shinobi to sabotage buildings to deny the... whatchamacallit? The research? Try to throw sabotage on the research buildings? Guess we'll find out soon enough. We do now have a Ghazi Raider push way forward. Shinobi, they do bonus aim versus all melee or all infantry? All melee, so they will do bonus aim versus Ghazi Raiders. I don't think I've ever seen Shinobi versus Ghazi Raider before. 25 damage at a pretty good attack speed. This is, of course, 12 damage at slow attack speed, 135 health. So Shinobi looks like will beat Ghazi Raiders in 1v1 combat. And Shinobi do have Musafati Warrior speed. We also got these handful of hardened spearmen, which are also going to be very effective versus Ghazi Raiders. Yeah, now think about it. Shinobi... You can't use Ghazi Raiders to counter the Shinobi. The Shinobi will just outright win pretty good. You see here, pretty good damage. Shinobi are actually relatively cheap. They cost 100. Ghazi Raiders are a more expensive version of horsemen, and they cost 140. So the Shinobi could be a good counter to the Ghazi Raider. Delhi Sultanate will need to counter with regular archers, since these guys are light in melee. The thing is, well, Shinobi do also have the blink ability. I always like to see Shinobi play. You rarely ever see Shinobi used in any decent amount. Usually just like the one or two Shinobi just interrupt docks in hybrid maps. In this case, doing some good work against the Ghazi Raiders. Though we do have Scholars, great pullback micro. This guy probably was playing quite a bit of Command and Conquer, because pullback micro to go back to War Factory was very common. So we've got a mix of Spearman, Shinobi, and Horseman. A very unusual force, to say the least. And got also some Age 2 Samurai. I always say Age 2 Man-at-Arms are the best units of the game. Age 2 Samurai are probably quite similar. They do cost 10 more resources in exchange for they get the deflection ability, which I'm never really able to calculate all too well, but it's always an ability that seems very powerful. It actually allows them to take one free hit every so often. So they always take one more hit to be killed off, which on paper sounds very powerful, and on reality it's generally pretty powerful as well. But the thing is, as well, it also doesn't scale to what damage it takes. It's whatever hit that's not siege, they will take that hit for free, regardless how strong or weak it is. So I never really know how to properly evaluate it. Daimyo Men are now being deployed in the field by the Japanese player. More samurai being deployed in the field. Their Odachi upgrade only improves the damage versus melee infantry. So he doesn't need to research it. Or just +4 versus infantry. Which can be very effective versus spearmen. And of course the archers as well. You know what's strange as well? You rarely ever see masked samurai played by the Japanese. He does have +1 range armor, of course. +1 range damage not completed by the Sultanate players, so he will only do 1 damage per arrow against these samurai. So deflection will give them 1 extra effective health. So in this case, not very important. Well, then again, don't think it's really matter versus how low the damage the archers either way. We've got another level 2 wheelbarrow, and as well as level 2 melee damage. Horseman does get some good damage there. Now this horseman trying to stop the scholar from catching the sacred sites. Horseman causing more issues. Got this samurai charge way forward. Looks like he will be quickly picked on off though. This red army is now pushing along the right side. Samurai push way forward, get some good hits there on these archers. We have 1 bannerman. Oh, we also got a symbol here for number shinobi. They did not need to do that on the replay view because we just simply look right here. Yep, I know they're trying to improve a lot of functionality into the replay viewer, but this is not really necessary. Total garrisons makes sense, but total number of active researchers doesn't make any sense since we already see them all right there. Additionally, with the number of shinobis on the field, having more shinobi is not important, so this is not really necessary. You're now the floating gate now being established. This will also give the shinobi a bit of a automatic age up benefit. Of course, also getting some veteran samurai wouldn't be that bad. Now we got the Gazi Raiders push way forward. Got a number of spearmen here support out as well. I believe Red can win out this fight, but looks like he doesn't believe so. One of the shinobi do go down. Floating gate still being built, going for another forge. Horseman does go down there. There's the age up, so now shinobi's receive 3 upgrades, but the shinobi already dead. Blue's armor starting to disintegrate. Veteran Samurai is still being researched. Does have +1 damage, but when Veteran Samurai gets researched, now he will take only 1 damage from these archers rather than 2. Horseman soon gain some damage there. Now the Otachi research would make a difference out fighting against these archers, giving them additional damage. He does bonus damage versus all infantry. Shinto or Scholar there. Oh, 6 nice catched up by Blue. Veteran Samurai Trustway 4, they now have 5 range armor, so these archers will only do 1 damage to them. We also got a bit of professional scouts going on. We do have a Mountain Samurai here, engage the Gazi Raider. Drops the relic there, actually drops it. Samurai and Banner Man push way forward. Doing good damage on these horsemen. Does take out the Banner Man. Couple of these Mountain Samurai falling on back. You may have enough to engage this. We'll have some samurai coming forward to help him out. The samurai slicing up some of the scouts who are carrying some venison. Turning Blue only has 2 scouts in the field grabbing some venison. Looks like all the venison on the map has been picked up. Got now the House of Learning going on up. Gazi Raider has been pursued by a handful of these mounted samurai. Villagers trying to build an outpost here. And we'll abandon the region. You may torch the stuff down. Second side being decaptured here. This one's already decaptured. This one's decaptured as well, so it looks like all will be neutralized. Of course, now the Deadly Solid player has aged up. Go and get all the research going. Finding out some lancers, man arms, and crossbows into interim. He is going for the Kiji research, the honed blades. Scholar being pursued by the samurai. Does take out that one there. Distractionary. Oh, no, not distractionary. Unable to claim some free samurai. Bunch of villagers push way forward. We do have this Lion Sword pulled in the field. Guys are just moving around. Got a good number of outposts here. One upgraded from arrow slit, the other one's unupgraded. Samurai being hit by these archers. Samurai does go down, so does the samurai. But the veteran spearman research almost complete. Lancers engaging, focus on the wounded mounted samurai. Very nice. And it does not finish him off. That last arrow volley just targeted the wrong target. We do not have the Daimyo Manor or Palace now researched. Not the Shogunate Castle, the one before it. Daimyo Palace. Yo, Shinto priest getting sliced apart there. Mounted samurai backing on off. Shinto priest being pursued. A basic round of set of walls there. Now samurai backing on off. We do have these lancers now pushing down south. Got a scout here. There's a number of outposts here. Going for a forge, of course. And now we do have the Pockies. Pockies? I don't know how to pronounce it. Got these guys falling back. And we've got these mounted samurai moving around as well. Maybe I'll intercept them. Here comes interception. Does do a nice little dodge there. Blue has a good number of spearmen, crossbowmen. Only 3 spearmen. Mostly archers there. Mounted samurai push way forward. Outposts starting to be torched on down. Got these mounted samurai going straight for the crossbowmen. Spearman gains some good damage onto them. Does clean up those units there. Now samurai slowly go on down. Another samurai there takes out that crossbowman. Does throw some torches in the House of Learning. Got a good number of Yumi archers now pulling a few veteran Yumi archers with a bannerman to support them. These forces starting to fall back. We do have these mounted samurai moving around. Now samurai will be backing on off. We do have this keep being built. I wonder if he has the village fortress research completed. Probably not. He went for House of Learning and not the other one. Shinto priest will probably go down here. It's exciting, will likely be decaptured. Red does have more villagers at the moment as well. Blue's just done a good job of wait a second. Blue has less villagers, have less villager kills. I must be going crazy. It's crazy. I only see one counter right now for red, so I wasn't paying attention to villager count. But how does red got? Oh, it could be the relic, the Shinto. Yeah, that's what it was. Fast production speed. That's why there's a villager disparity. Red has the increased villager production. Man with Samurai being pursued. We do have the Blue has a good number of archers here. Good number of Yumi archers here as well. No scout hooked in spot. There's now a single lancer there. Blue's still pursuing those forces. Yumi archers backing on off. Got a good number of Map Samurai support, but they need. They're currently receiving some healing. They do need that healing. Get a lot of free damage there. Crossbowman does go down. Lancers backing off though, take a bit of damage. We do now have the reinforced foundations being researched. Over here, we do have now Blue going for forward keep here. Red has not spotted it just yet. Blue's going to be walking over it. Some more. Oh, Red's expanding the region now. Lancer's taking a bit of damage there. Now the Samurai looks like we'll be able to punch their way through. Yumi archers are starting to disintegrate. Good focus fire there by Blue. Got a couple crossbows on the field for Blue. They're starting to go down as well. Mammoth Samurai not in very good numbers at the moment. More Yumi archers push forward. Now Samurai probably be whittled down. They do get whittled down. Both sides have been taking quite a bit of losses. Blue has a higher destroyed value than Red, but Red has more villages at the moment by 25%, or Blue has 33% less, or the other way around. We do now have. Let's regroup from there, decapturing the Sacred Site. Armor Valley is in favor of Blue, though. Red has a decent amount of stockpile resources, so maybe I can age up really soon. Probably go with the Tengashima Gunsmith rather than Castle Crow. The trading post right here is relatively safe and secureable, so could go eye for Castle the Crow. We now have a trebuchet there. Trebuchet now firing away. And Japanese players about ready to age, about had enough resource to age up. Whether or not if he ages up is another matter. We now have the Mauthaus of research. Tengashima Gunsmith now being employed in the field. We got a Spring Gold in placement there, as well as it being fortified. Got now a keeping established here. Village Fortress has been researched. upkeep has gone down. Wasn't super effective, it's just a little bit annoying for red overall. Of course, now the Japanese player has aged on up. He is going for some bombards here. That's not one of the free ones. You'll see deploy out regular hand cannoneers. Horsemen moving around. Now, Japanese player has plenty of food, needs more of other resources, particularly wood. It wouldn't hurt to get more gold. Of course, we got multiple he has 4 relics, which is quite nice. Going for the upgrade to get more Shiros, to get more passive generation of resources. Shinto Priest does go down there. How's the Sultan now being reached by the Delhi Sultan? Go and get some free gunpowder elephants. And you got the Yakir Iri. I don't know how to pronounce anything. As well as the Crosscut Souls and Elite Horsemans. Trying forward to torch this and any Ashigarus. We got now the horsemen trying to find some villagers, but they will get report by everything. Does fast spot the Palace Sultan. There's a keep here. Oh, thank you for the YouTube subscription. Welcome to the channel. We now have the Yumi Ashigarus and the hand cannoneers pushing forward, getting some damage on this mining camp. Mining camps are being torched on down. We do have various final upgrades from the Delhi Sultanate. Horsemen moving around on the most on the wrong side of that palisade wall. They do fix themselves. Yumi Archers pushing forward. They are elite Yumi Archers as well. There's a hand cannoneer, and blue does back of the game now. They're saying great, saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. So as I mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay tonight. So everyone,